What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, back at it again, and I have another unboxing video of some vintage Kenner Star Wars action figures, all freshly graded from AFA, AFA being the Action Figure Authority, where I send in pretty much all the kind of the original Kenner Star Wars figures. I will send some Hasbro Star Wars stuff, but mostly what I'll do is I'll send stuff that's mostly exclusive. So if it's any kind of like convention exclusive or like a Walmart, Target exclusive that they're not really gonna do much, you know, they're just gonna kind of do like a one-time deal, then I'll send it over to AFA. But you know, Collector Archive Services, I pretty much send everything else, the rest, all my bootlegs, you know, and then all the other toy lines when I get stuff graded. But today, it's not a big batch. I got 4 figures back from AFA, but 4 really awesome figures, and I'm really excited to show you. So enough talking, let me go ahead and show you what I got. So the first one, of course, I got a Chewbacca. So I do have a good amount of Chewbaccas in my collection, loose, of course. And then so I wanted to go ahead and get another one graded. So here is a nice 1977 Kenner Star Wars Chewbacca with his bowcaster there. So that is the first figure there that I got graded. The next one here, really awesome figure. This is definitely a cool figure and a really good variant here. So here is a of course, again, a Kenner Star Wars Luke in his Jedi Knight outfit, and of course you can see the saber there, and then of course he's got his nice palace blaster, and then of course he comes with the cape. And this one, very interesting, this is actually a snap-on cape, and then of course there are a couple variants with that saber. Usually Jedi Luke comes with a green saber or a blue saber. Most people want to get that blue saber, so that's kind of like the most sought out one there. Now the next one here is a nice not storms, man, what am I talking about? Snowtrooper here. I mean, it is a stormtrooper, but it's a snow variant of it, of course. And then of course this is the Hoth Snowtrooper here. Really cool, nicely you know, preserved, really nice and clean and everything like that. So here is the third figure that I got. So I got a Snowtrooper there, and of course, you know, part of the last 17 that I'm doing, I ended up getting another figure graded, and of course this is Luke in the battle poncho, the indoor poncho in the Return of the Jedi. Really cool. So there you go. And then of course he does have his blaster, his palace blaster there. So really nice. So those are the 4 figures that got graded, and like I said, there's a lot to talk about with AFA. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take them out of their poly bags, so we could take a look at the figures, you know, the label, and then talk about different variants within the Kenner toy line. And then I'm gonna talk about some of the updates that AFA is doing with their labels now and how they're grading stuff. So just hang tight, let me go ahead, take them out of the poly bag, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so there they are, all laid out. Take them out of the poly bag that they ship in from AFA or Collector Archive Services. So let me go ahead, run down through the figures, you know, talk about different variants, and then you know, the label and grading and so forth. So the first one here is this Chewbacca. Now this is a pretty common Chewbacca here. This is a Hong Kong. These, you know, released during the first, you know, toy line, the, you know, Star Wars A New Hope toy line. So pretty much released back in 1977. So let me show you the label here. So this is a 1977 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, country of origins Hong Kong, and this is Chewbacca. He received an 80, so near mint score, so really good. You can see some discoloration from the torso, you know, compared to the limbs there. I don't know if the torso got a little bit of sun bleach, but and then here you see the bowcaster, and of course this is a more of the black and blue transparent bowcaster there. There's different variants when it comes to the bowcaster. You do have like a more of a black one, then you have a pretty much a blue one, and then you have this black and blue transparent bowcaster. Now again, like this guy is pretty common in Hong Kong, you know, pretty common figure. There are 4 different variants to the Hong Kong country of origin with Chewbacca here. I believe the earlier release has the green pouch, so that's one of the Hong Kong, and then the rest of them, the only difference is really just kind of like the date stamp in the country of origin, how it's stamped there on the back. So you got 4 different ones there with the Hong Kong, and then you have 2 no country of origin Chewbacca's. One just doesn't have the country of origin on the back of the leg, and then one has it kind of melted off, so that is one variant. And then of course you have a Taiwan. So pretty much you got like 7 different country of origins, you know, different kind of variants when it comes to this Hong Kong, or not the Hong Kong, but the Chewbacca action figure. And then of course, you know, different variants when it comes to the bowcaster. So there's one, so really good score there. The next one, which I'm really excited about, is of course the, you know, Jedi Knight here, Luke in the Jedi Knight outfit. And this is really cool because obviously with this guy you got not just one accessory, not just 2, but you got 3. So you have the lightsaber there, you got the palace blaster, and then of course you got that nice cape there. So this is really cool. Let me sort of show you the label really quick. So this is a 1983 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, country of origins Hong Kong, Luke in the Jedi Knight outfit, blue saber, and the snap cape. So the cape here, which is very interesting, there are different variants with the cape, and then one of the ones that are kind of like more sought out is the snap cape, which actually has a little snap button right in the front, so you can snap that cape when you put it onto your Luke there. So that is really cool. And then of course the score here is an 80+ near mint score, so really super nice. Now of course this guy right here released during the Return of the Jedi toy line, you know, back in 1983. Now with this guy right here, they are there is a ton of different variants. So with the Hong Kong, there's 3 variants. So with the Hong Kong here, you usually have 2 different variants with the Hong Kong with the pink face, which this one is right here. So there's a little bit of pinkness there on his face. Now the third Hong Kong has to deal with a pale face, so it's a little bit more pale, like kind of like this guy right here. As you can see, it's really pale. So there's not a lot of like peakness or whatever you want to call it to the actual paint there on the face there. Now which is interesting is that, of course, like I said, you have one Hong Kong with the pale face, and then you have 2 different Hong Kong versions with the pink face. Now what differentiates those 2 Hong Kongs with the pink face is those 2 little lines right there. So there is one version that has 1 line there, and then of course you have one version with 2 lines, and this one has 1 line right there. So very interesting. So you'll just see it right there, kind of like on the I guess the undershirt of his outfit there. So that is one. And then of course you do have 2 of these guys with no country of origin, and they're both pale faces. Now one of them is a little bit different. So like I said, 2 no country of origins, both pale faces, but of course the date stamp here, well, you can't see it because obviously the cape is you know right there blocking it, but you'll have one that's a little bit lower than usually, kind of like they put the stamp kind of like behind the thigh. And so the second no country of origin has it a little bit lower now. And then of course you do have you know 2, well technically 3 Taiwans, one again a pink face, and then you have 2 more that has the pale face. And then of course one of those pale faces has the country of origin a little bit higher than the rest of them, how they have it situated on the rest of the figures. And then of course, you know, there is one variant out there. I'm not really sure what country it is, but it does have the flesh molded face. And then of course between all those different variants, you know, Hong Kong, no country of origin, Taiwan, and the little lady, the hair is another different variance there. So it's not technically like a brown, I guess you could say it's brown, but there's one that has kind of like an orangey kind of color, and then you do have one that's a yellowy kind of brown color. So the hair, the face, and then of course the placement of the country of origin or the date stamp is what makes all these different variants. And then of course within those variants you have the two different main colors of the lightsaber. So of course you have the blue one, and then you have a green one, and then also you do have different variants when it comes to this nice little palace blaster. You do have kind of like a brown, you have like a brownish color. I know the Lily Lady is more of a grayish color, and then there is one that's kind of green. And actually no, excuse me, I'm sorry, the Little Lady is actually a greenish color, and then you do have outside of the Little Ladies you do have like a brownish color, and then more of a blacky kind of color there. But yeah, so pretty much you do have different variants when it comes to this guy, like I said. And then you know, not only the lightsaber but the palace blaster, but then of course the actual cape. You do have some that have the snap cape like this one, and then of course you have some that don't have it. And then of course the Lily Lady has more of a kind of like felt material when it comes to the actual cape itself, so the material of the cape. So very interesting. It's really nice to display, but I do like the example that Collector Archive Services does, because they put the cape off to the side so you could really see the whole cape and actually see the snap little button on there. So that is really cool. So tons of variations out there. So I'm gonna say there's 3 Hong Kongs, 2 No Country of Origin, 3 Taiwans, and then of course the Little Lady. But with the Kenner stuff, that's about like 8 different variants. Very interesting. So lots of variants there when it comes to that Luke and the Jedi Knight outfit. Now I'm gonna skip this guy right here, the Snowtrooper, just because I want to talk about the kind of like the recent updates that AFA is doing to their label. So I'm gonna pass them up right now, and then I'm gonna move over to this Luke. So like again, I am doing my last 17, so this is this is number 15. Actually, this is number 15. So right now I am missing obviously Yak Face, and then of course I am missing the Luke in the Stormtrooper outfit. So those are the 2 that I'm missing, and then I'll be complete. But this is of course part of the last 17, and then this is Luke in the indoor outfit or battle poncho, however you want to call it. But let me show you the label here. So this is a 1985 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, No Country of Origin. I talked about it before in my videos. The No Country of Origin with the last 17 is very common, so they're mostly all No Country of Origin. So this is Luke in the battle poncho. He received a 75, so an excellent plus / near mint. So not too bad, really good. Obviously the biggest defect there or little error there is that paint rub right there on his helmet. So you could kind of see it right there on the visor, and then you could kind of see it on the top of the helmet. But overall really cool. He does have pretty much, I would say again, 3 accessories, technically 3, because if you count the battle poncho on itself, this belt does come off, and then he does have the palace blaster, and then of course there's an example of it right there, and this is all pretty much black right there. So really cool figure, really nice. And of course there's not really a lot of different variants when it comes to the last 17. There's pretty much just those, and then of course if you compare to other toy lines. But really cool figure. So I'm really happy to add this to the last 17 collection, and like I said, this makes it number 15. Now the Snowtrooper here. So I want to talk about the recent updates with AFA. So AFA started kind of updating their labels. And so what they started doing is kind of adding more information onto their figures on the labels, which is it's to me it's a nice welcome. Now I'll talk about another change which is kind of interesting, and I like it, but I kind of don't like it just because of what people are doing with the resale value there. But going back to this Snowtrooper here, so this is a Snowtrooper, obviously, right? And let me show you the label here. So this is a 1980 Star Wars, Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, country of origins Hong Kong. This is the Hoth Snowtrooper with the split visor, and then they added right here the country of origin on boot. This one received an 80, so near mint score. So as you can see right here, they added the split visor, and then they added the country of origin on the boot. Now as you can see, you can probably see it right here. So there is the country of origin actually located on the boot. So the boot kind of goes way up past the ankle there, and you can see it right here. Now, so John over at the Action Figure Grader channel, I'm gonna show you some pictures right now, but obviously this is the one that he has right now in his collection. It is the exact same figure. It's U-graded, and so as you can see, it is the same figure. You could see that the country of origin is on the boot. It's the same figure. It's a country of origin, Hong Kong, but as you could tell in that label, they didn't add that split visor or the country of origin on the boot onto that label. So that is one thing that that's one thing that they're doing, is adding more information about the different variants of the figure itself, which is a welcome. It's a really nice welcome to collectors out there. I think, for me personally, in my opinion, I think it's really nice that they're adding more information, because I think that's great. Collector Archive Services does a really good job in adding all kinds of information about theirs. So it's really nice that AFA is starting to do that. So back to this Snowtrooper. Of course, this was released in the Empire Strikes Back toy line. So there's about I want to say there's three. So there's three Hong Kong variants to this guy. The one that obviously this one right here is that you have that country of origin located on the boot. The other two actually have it on the leg, mostly behind the thigh, just like the rest of the figures. And then of course between those Hong Kong variants is the scope of the figure itself. So you have like a soft and then you have a fine. So I'm gonna show you an example right here. So on this shoulder right here, as you can see, these two little notches. This is more considered of a smooth scope. And now the fine scope has it a little bit more detailed, and it'll be a little bit more smaller and refined. So those are the kind of like the little differences that you can see. And then I think right here between on his chest plate, you can see it there too. Now of course, the visor is another difference between those variants. This one has the split, and then of course you have one that's kind of like they're kind of connected, so you'll see some black paint in between the eyes. So this one's more split, so that's why it's a split. And then you'll have one that they actually join together, and there's a little bit of black paint in between them. And then of course there's minor variants with these little slots here. They're a little bit more defined, or a little bit more deeper, and so forth. So those are the three different Hong Kongs that you have with these guys, with the Snowtroopers. And then you have two with no country of origin Snowtroopers, and then of course between those two no country of origins is the visor. So that's how you'll tell between the two no country of origin Snowtroopers. And then you have one China, and then you have one PPP, which is a Scar Scar country of origin, which pretty much has the country of origin, but it's kind of like it just has a scar over it, you know what I mean? So they were trying to like remove the scar, so it's kind of like scar removed the country of origin, and so it leaves a little kind of just like how we scar when we have an injury or a cut. So pretty much on the same figure. So pretty interesting. So there are the different variants. I think with the rifle here, you do have a couple variants. This one's obviously, you can see that it's really nicely blue. You do have one that's kind of black there, so you do have variants there with the actual rifle. So again, that's what AFA is doing, and like I said, you can see the examples of one that was graded and that John has in his collection that actually has it, but it doesn't indicate on the actual label that it has the COO on the actual boot, or it's a split visor. Now another big change, and I'm gonna bring this guy right here, my Boba Fett right here. So this is a Taiwan right here. So as you can see, loose action figure, country of origins Taiwan, Boba Fett, 85 plus near mint plus score. Now look at the date. So here, this is a 1979, and one of the subscribers on my channel brought this up to my attention the past week, and he was talking about like he's noticed a change with Boba Fett's, and I looked it up, and it's true. So what they did with the Taiwan Boba Fett, they changed the date, so it's not 1979, excuse me, now it's 1983. And so the reasoning behind that is that now, because Taiwan Boba Fett's weren't released until the Return of the Jedi toy line. So all the Hong Kongs were pretty much, you know, they were released during the Empire Strikes Back toy line, but now they changed it because they realized that Taiwan only released during the Return of the Jedi. So that's kind of nice. I like that they're being more accurate, but the problem that I see now is that people are upselling these Taiwans because now they have a 1983 date on them, and so now they're kind of like selling them as like they're like uber rare or something like that, which they're not. I mean, if you see it, you know, I'm talking about like eBay. So if you go on eBay right now and you're looking up for a Taiwan Boba Fett, and it actually has the new stamp, the new label from AFA, and it says 1983, they're selling that like a ridiculous amount, like it's something super rare. It's not. It's technically, it's just the same Taiwan Boba Fett from, you know, that AFA had not updated their labels, and it just reads 1979, just like this one. So if I was to send this back to AFA and have it recased, they would probably update the label, because I think on their database they updated all the Taiwan Boba Fett. So as of right now, that's what I've noticed so far. So as more figures get sent over to AFA, we'll probably notice some of the changes. I'm trying to put this guy here. Some of the changes there of the new labels. So I'm kind of curious. So I still, you know, like I said, I'm always sending figures, especially Kenner Star Wars figures, over to AFA. So I'm very interested to see what new labels are going to come out with those figures, and then kind of hopefully see if I have them around, compare them to the original before the update. So but that's really the big changes right now, and I don't know if their prices probably increase, you know, whatever, but that's kind of the normal, you know, just inflation and so forth, whatever. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that, and I just wanted to, you know, give you guys an update on AFA labeling. They are updating their labels. They have more information, and of course, you know, with the Taiwan Boba Fett, they changed the date on that just to reflect the actual date and the toy line that it was released. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.